Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we got some people here. Thanks again for everyone tuning in to a weird Sunday edition of, I guess, this podcast, whatever. But I
This is
asked.
the Friends and Rivals podcast.
I mean, yeah, kind
No,
of.
that's tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it is
This is
tomorrow.
this is the Guile treatment reunion tour. Sans Rob.
You know what? If
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to an episode of TCG
University.
University.
Oh
My
my
name's
God.
Tam,
Oh my
and I'm
God.
joined by.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess we could just run through the greatest hits, like TNT Tangerman with the sign off and like whatever. But anywho, I asked some good friends of mine to come on, Tam and Zach, teammates of mine on Final Round. Go Final Round, we're the best. About maybe going over the new set, like just what our thoughts are, what some standouts are. Actually, I have to pull up my outline because I have not pulled that up yet. Come on, phone, go faster. So the whole point of this whole thing is just to discuss our overall thoughts into the set of Attack on Titan Apocalypse. It's all been shared on, spoiled on, previewed, I guess, through content creators and now in UVS Ultra. Yeah, like it comes out, our pre-releases are this weekend of the 10th, and then the week after is the release. So, I don't have to chill for UVS games right now, so I don't have to do all that spiel like I do in videos. But go buy your stuff at your local game store. Yeah. So I got Tam from Tam Cardwell. I got Zach from Final Round, yada yada. We were going to have Tim Keefe, but he's not feeling the best, so send your energy out to Tim Keefe that he feels better. He tried to make it. He just couldn't, but we love you, Tim. Hope you feel better. So I guess the whole overall thing is like we've seen all these previews. There's been a lot of, I guess, knee-jerk reactions to the set and maybe some good thoughts on it, whatnot. We haven't really played with it that much. I know we played with it some on Friday, like finally Friday with some of the like the ultra rares and more rares. But what did we expect coming into the third and final set out of set one and set two? Did we expect more of the same? Maybe a power spike, maybe a power dip, considering based off Critical Role. Like how it was a power, more of a tame power scale level. So, Tam, why don't you start us off?
No, I did not think that the power level would be tame. There's the statement. When AOT 1 and AOT 2 dropped, there were a lot of very specific standouts. A lot of specific standouts of things that were spiked really high,
Mm-hmm.
and then things that were spiked abysmally low. Truthfully, the worst cards I think the game has like ever seen, at least in my lifetime.
Okay.
And so coming into AOT 3, I knew that the power level was going to be higher than Critical Role. I think Critical Role is so close to being like this really, really awesome set, not for the competitive play, but it was so close to being this really sick casual set.
Mm-hmm.
But they just like, I feel like they just didn't explore the space enough there. And so it was like almost like this like side quest, side tangent type idea. And now we're getting back to what we as sweaty Spike UniVersus players are used to. And the set in that regard, I think does not disappoint. I think the set might be the strongest set that we've seen so far, and I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing because the set's not even like fully out yet. But reading a lot of these cards, I'm going, wow, I can see myself actually playing commons and uncommons from this set in my deck with a straight face and not question, no, why is that there? But actually get the answer, this is just the best choice, depending on like how the meta shakes up and moves.
Yeah.
Which makes me excited as a deck builder because I remember a philosophy, back before POW Entertainment UVS games, back all the way to Jasco. I know the designers were really a big fan of there are no chaff cards, and it feels like this is getting closer to that direction. Although, albeit that's not exactly what has happened in this set, but it certainly is closer to I can use all these cards with a straight face. Zach, what are your thoughts, man?
I expected a power level spike after a Critical Role. I didn't think we would see Attack on Titan 1 and 2 be so powerful, and then 3 to drop the power level down. So I kind of I'm with you on what we were in for. I don't know that I agree on the commons, especially. I think a lot of those are a little lackluster, a little boring. There's some standouts in them for sure. Um, I like the power level of Critical Role more. I hope that as a whole, Attack on Titan is a peak of the power level, and everything else is a little bit lower. And this is not a trend that we're going to continue on into Street Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Guilty Gear, Godzilla next year, all of that. But I don't think anybody should have expected a large power level drop out of this.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Like, I don't I always say Critical Role was a huge flavor win, but like a power level kind of drop, comparatively to like AOT 1 and 2. And then I also didn't. I thought AOT 3 would be the same level as AOT 2 would be, but it seems like we've taken a step up from that. And then I don't know if it's just because of we're coming from Critical Role being such a power level, like a lower power level compared to like the AOT stuff, and it just feels like it's a lot more. Am I the only one feeling that, or is it actually way more than the other two sets as well? Like it's culminating into this giant spike, like we always call the cash grab money Cowboy Bebop year, when that came out after Street Fighter. Oh, that Street Fighter was so tame that anything after, if it was even remotely better, would have felt like a giant spike.
No, I don't think that I'm going to use two words that people get confused a lot, even myself sometimes. I don't think that the ceiling of AOT3 rose, like what the very tip top end, I don't think that it got crazy better. I do think that the average floor of cards got better. There are some of these commons, uncommons, and rares that are so very good. They are very good. They want to be inside of your deck. And I know that we're going to talk about some of them before, but like looking at things like battle preparations as just a card, 2/4/3 mid, response, remove, discard a card after your attack deals damage, add an attack with difficulty 4 or less from your discard pile to your hand, period. What an insane card that could easily have been an ultra rare. It is set as an uncommon. So it feels like the floor has just gotten higher as we have just gotten more cards that are wanting to be in the set, and so there's just more cards that you actually want to play with, means that there's more options, which means that you feel stronger because you have decisions to be made in the deck building page, which translates into decisions being played during your games.
True.
What I think is interesting is even when we compare to Critical Role, the ceiling of Critical Role I think is still up there with AOT 1, 2, 3, Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. I mean, when you look at stuff like Sweeping Daggers,
Dark Ward, it's not I'm with you. Like where the whole set isn't up there. There are cards that are up there. But sorry, go ahead.
And I think Critical Role developed a lot of niche cards that fill a really powerful role in whatever they're doing, right? And then there are your obvious, like I said, Sweeping Daggers is a crazy card. I've been playing UniVersus for like 12 of the last 24 hours, and I've seen a lot of Sweeping Daggers resolving. But your bad cards are like pretty bad.
Yeah,
they're not playable.
They're cool. There are a lot of cards that are cool inside of that set, and cool does not translate to good.
Correct.
They are on two separate, hopefully parallel pillars going up, but that is not normally what happens with cool cards.
Okay.
I think there are some design choices made in AOT 3 that I think are going to make it feel a little more powerful, but not because the cards themselves are more powerful, but because they're on Infinity.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be more ubiquitous than they would if they were Life Attune or Fire Attune or whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's something that we could get into too later, because I didn't have this in the outline.
Once we talk about the ultra rares,
I would like to talk about the Infinity block. I know that David put out a video, and I will do a reaction video to that because we need more. As Zach said, we need more reaction content in our content. So, but yeah, So yeah, okay. So thoughts on uncommon? Like, okay, so we kind of hashed that first one out. So now with commons, like we all know AOT one's commons were, for lack of a better word, bad. There were a lot of bad ones, and AOT two didn't have the. They had some, but like for AOT three, like do we feel like as Tam said, is the common floor raised, or is it still in that, well, it's for sealed purposes type stuff?
I think it's almost exclusively for sealed, and I pulled out I think 8 cards inside of the entire set that I think
Mm-hmm.
could potentially see play,
Yeah.
including the flip cycle of cards. Flip this attack gets whatever if your rival is cycle to draw a
I
card.
have those
They're
too.
all on
Yeah.
1/5 with
Mhm.
twos, and I think
Yeah.
that like exploring a space like that is very neat.
Yeah.
How often does your rival cycle? I don't know, but the 6 cards are flip. This move gets this attack, whatever it is,
Yeah.
gets 2 speed. This attack gets 1/1. This attack gets -2 speed. This attack gets +2 damage. This attack gets -1/-1. This attack gets -2,
Yeah.
-2 damage. And so like it goes the whole gambit based on what they are, and they all say flip.
Yeah.
I think the -1/-1s are significantly worse, but
Mhm.
I think that the flip for +2 or -2 are actually playable
Yeah.
inside of regular games. How often do you flip a Fei for -2 and like feel and be like, I guess that's what it is? If later on in the game it also said Fei draw a defensive piece,
Yeah.
like you could see I could see a world where this card would be useful.
Mhm.
Especially as older things start to rotate out.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back to these flip cards and go, oh, this is actually the best thing that I have. And so like them existing now, I think is not that big of a deal. But when rotation happens, they're going to people aren't gonna look at them. But when rotation happens, you're gonna come back to these and be like, oh, these are golden. I can't believe I missed. I could have 8 of these in my deck because of how attuned
Yeah.
works. I could have
Yeah.
12 of these in my deck
Yeah.
because of how attuned work.
Yeah.
And I think that is cool. And I wish that more things with attuned would be set up this way of a slightly harder thing to do, but because we're attuned and more decks can play them, let's do cycles where every symbol has access to them, right?
Sure.
Whatever the next set of what hopefully whenever we get whatever set has the other 6 symbols
Yeah.
that are represented, we get another cycle of these that are just the other 6 symbols that say flip do a thing.
Mhm.
That would be very cool to me, just to have everybody have access to
Yeah.
this idea.
Yeah, like, because there's also, to piggyback off that, there's that cycle of third or greater attack played this turn. I don't know
Yeah.
if every symbol has one, but like Frantic Plea, Military Tactics come to mind. I know that's the only 2. I didn't really have a lot of time to do a lot of homework because I didn't plan on talking
Back
very much.
decision is
Yeah.
another one.
Okay, yeah, like I think those are a cycle that also exists. Like everyone played Struggling with Studies back in the day. Like if you played those symbols, you played at least some copy of it. Granted, it didn't matter if it was 1 to 4, you played it. You had it because it was people string out. Now it's more or less, these are just more like gotcha buttons now, where it's like you're going to play 2 attacks pass. You may not go in as hard, or your rival might not go in. So it's kind of like what do they call it? A warning or whatever. Deterrent or whatever. But sorry, Zach, go for it.
No, you're good. I like a lot of those. Struggling Studies is a much better card than I think all of them.
Yeah,
just
of
because
course.
of what it represents. But
it also had flip protection. But yeah.
yeah, it in the common slot. I think I had like 7 cards that I really like. Snap Decision was one of them. That's one of the after your rival plays their third attack.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us were surprised to learn that Titanic Capture was a common.
Yeah, that card's
I think very good.
The card's very good.
I think one of the better Outwit cards is at common, which is good to see. I think
there's
a lot of like.
Is that the surprising skill in 1 card? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
talking
it's
about the
a
other
Bleak
one?
Commentary. It's a 2/5 Outwit. After your rival draws 1, they discard 1.
Oh yeah, that card's pretty sick. Yeah.
So you can beat the like build my whole hand Botan's coaching plan with that one. So I think there's some interesting stuff here. The disappointing things to me are stuff like Skirmish Line. It's a 4/3 blitz. If you have 2 assets or backups, it gets 3 damage. It's good. It's a good stats. If you
Yeah.
meet the conditions, it's a 4-load 6.
Mm-hmm.
But is that like it's just stats?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the type of player I am, I want a lot of utility.
Yeah.
Um,
But like,
so even if the stats are a little worse, but they do something, I'm a little more interested.
But like, shouldn't I don't know? Like, I feel utility cards should be almost in the uncommon slot because they're gonna do more, right? Like they're gonna stun or they're gonna do something else, right? They're gonna mess with your rival's hand or board. Where like a common should, I could see common attacks just being a stats card or a stun one and nothing else on it type card. I don't know, maybe because we've been so conditioned since AOT 1 to expect that, right? Or even since like what Hakusho and Girl Power commons have been one line of text and move on, right?
And I think that's totally fine from a design or limited perspective.
Mhm.
They just don't make them, to me as a player, like my mindset, they're not appealing
Yeah.
to put in a constructed deck.
No, I agree. I agree.
So I think there's two lanes of conversation to be had here, and I'm okay with here's the hot take, right? I'm okay with us breaking down the set in by rarity,
Yeah.
common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, secret rare. That's fine.
Mhm.
I think none of that shit matters when it comes to constructed. I think
Oh, that's
none of
true.
that matters at all. And the only reason that rarity has an existence inside of our game is to make you go buy packs because the better cards are supposed to be on the ultras and secret rares.
Correct.
So you buy more boxes,
Yeah.
right? Like it's just lottery tickets. We're just playing lottery. And so the fact that like the commons and uncommons aren't good or playable or whatever doesn't actually matter, as they are the air inside the chip bag that is getting to our ultra rare. When you look at what like
Yeah.
90% of what, like if you go and you look at the decks that are topping right now, there's not a 80% of this deck was commons idea. And so as well as with AOT 1, they tried to do sealed, they tried to do draft, they tried to do whatever, and it failed.
Correct.
Not necessarily because I think that the system was bad. I do think that, but I don't think that's why it failed. But I think because the players were so vehemently against it,
Yeah.
they didn't ever give it a shot. They didn't ever give it a try. And so they couldn't course correct. With that said, I think where they started on the course was bad. So, like, I think it takes the whole system needs to be upended. But that is the only reason. Like, when, this card's too good, or I think the utility should be on uncommons. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
actually,
true,
who gives a
true,
fuck?
yeah.
It does not matter if your entire deck is an ultra rare, is all ultra rares, and it does the thing you want it to do. Then that's how you'll do it.
Yeah.
Because our game does not have sealed play at all. It does not have draft play at all.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't
true.
exist.
Yeah.
And so rarity is only there for the lottery ticket. That's it.
Yeah.
And so like I don't care what commons look like as long as there are more playable commons than unplayables, and then at the same time there are commons that are like the commons and uncommons should be like pseudo experimentation, and honestly they should be the cards that are ultra rare adjacent. They do the same job as an ultra rare but not as good, so that a new player can have it go, you know what?
Oh, I can see that.
think that Crawl to the Wall is good enough as a 0/4 that eventually whenever I go find the syndicate target, I can go put that in my deck and be in the same spot.
Yeah.
That's what commons should do in our game currently. This is that Crawl to the Wall is not going to last inside of your constructed deck. It just isn't.
True.
Eventually you will fix it if you're a competitive player. Otherwise, just let it rock. It is totally okay.
Yeah.
That's actually sort of what I was gonna say. I think that commons being
Cheers.
I think the commons being like what you were saying is rare, ultra rare, adjacent, filling a slot is good for budget players. Players coming into the game. You can show them, hey, this is what like a high power level version of this would look like, but here's one that's accessible to you as somebody just buying like one box of cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every card game is pay to win. The ultra rares are the ones that are good.
Yeah.
And so like you have to get the ultra rares, and the rest fills out synergy to make your ultra rares better.
Correct.
It's just that simple.
Satonis in chat said there's a wacky cycle of 7/4
No.
except
No, I don't want to hear from that guy. No, excuse me.
He's
Oh,
sick.
wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
if that guy wanted to have his opinion shared on this broadcast, he would have showed up to the
Oh
thing.
wow. Wow. But he also
Maybe that makes me the villain. Maybe that makes me the one who's
we do
crazy.
need a bad cop, good cop, and a middle cop. So like, you could be the bad cop. But he also to finish it, except one symbol, like it's a 7-3 for some reason, and the fire one is an 8-4 for good reason. So yeah, I don't know. Titanic Capture is the best of those. We all know that it's a 0 low. We know this. He can't be on camera voice. He can't. Oh, he can't be. He doesn't have a camera voice, but he can type fine. So leave him alone.
Okay.
Leave him alone. But yeah,
you could say Titanic Capture is the best of that cycle, but Overwhelming Size and Battling the Titans, I think, are
pretty good. Yeah.
Borderline playable cards.
It's a
I had Overwhelming the Size pulled out as a talk about.
Battling the Titans is the wall counter one, right? That's like get the 3 wall counters. Yeah, that card's
add 3 wall counters to your
to a card.
Loop airship with Tasty Rift deck.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah. Like I think Imprison has something. Like what is it? It's the 4 diff commit a card after your rival's combat phase starts. I like that card a lot. It may not see a lot of play, but it is It's just I think it's just because it's a 4. If it was like a 2 or a 3, instant in. But whatever. I like cheeky weird cards. I can't help it. So, and Tam's just shaking his head at me because I'm bad. So it's okay. It's okay.
Let me. What's the name of this? Fucking 3 diff.
Proud Scion.
Proud Scion.
Yeah. I know.
Scion.
Yeah, I know that card. I know that card.
That card was butts and had a broken deadlock ability.
Yes, it did.
You're not playing this 4 diff.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Okay, but Proud Scion had a 4 block. This has a 1.
Yes, the block is different. Yes.
Okay. You were playing it. Like the point was the point was the card text on the card.
Yeah, the card text.
I was playing Proud Scion. Let's be clear.
I had it in
constantly.
Deck.
That was a one of in like every deck on those symbols I built.
Interesting.
It's 4th kind player, man. It's not really a 3 diff.
So anyways, uncommons.
moving on to the uncommon slot. I think because I know in AOT 2 there were some uncommons that kind of felt like they were like Connie's Sword Strike was like a one that gave you a momentum, so it was kind of like moving around. And Proud Scion cannot commit. Oh, that's why Tam doesn't want anyone to play that card, because I can commit manipulations of Zeke Yeager with it. There we go. No, but yeah, like, do you think the uncommons hold their weight again? And like, I think in the past AOT sets they've kind of a little. Not by much, but it's just because we're still living in Dark Tournament and Girl Power land where the uncommons are actually kind of okay. But give me your thoughts, guys.
I think the uncommons are very good in this set. I think this is where the meat and potatoes are.
Okay.
I already talked about battle preparations.
Yeah.
Dedicate Your Heart
is like
that's a love letter to
God of Thunder.
Yeah. And that card, I think, could be banned.
God of Thunder?
This card, God of Thunder could have been banned in when it was at.
Yeah.
Setting the stage. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, add an attack with difficulty 5 or greater from discard pile to your hand.
Yep, got that
period.
One. Yep.
It's the other half of battle preparations.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers United, after your attack deals damage, add a backup from your discard pile to your hand. Backups are going to be crazy this set, which is the thing we can talk about. Memories of the Fallen, I think, is so crazy.
Yeah, that card's
I block
nuts.
and I build a card. Like,
it clears.
There's we not even talking about the action cycle that we have. Resolute End, saying any death character can now cancel a bunch of actions.
Yeah, Kaya's Compassion.
Yeah. Filled with Doubts are rare.
Yeah.
Like all of these cards being uncommon, silly.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very silly. And I think there's that idea of the floor is being raised higher.
Sure.
There's so many really good flow cards. None of those cards said beat your rival's ass. They all said set up for the next thing, or give you a little bit more advantage, or selectively pick the best attack out of your discard pile. Like, you ready? Setting the stage. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, I'm gonna go grab Unyielding Destruction back from my discard pile.
It's already rearing its ugly head now.
Shucks. Yeah, I'll just go pick up the reset.
I'll
It's fine.
pick the
I took
reset
damage
up,
under
yeah.
the death symbol.
Yeah.
I'll go pick up Irwin's final charge. You better finish your food. If not, I'm ending the game.
Yeah, true.
Like,
yeah.
like being able to pick up a 5-diff or a greater is so good. This could have been an ultra rare, and people would have been excited for it.
True.
People would be actively looking to play this 2/4/3 low block ultra rare.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Like, even with like the new backup, like the backup wave we're seeing with AOT1, like we have Living Shield, which is something that it's a like we have. Before you had to play a backup to redirect an attack with Keg, but now you just play Living Shield, give it -3 damage, and it's an attacking your character. So there might be some legs to that Ymir Fritz deck that people want to see, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, like that card's super good. I have Holding Out Hope on my list too. I gotta pull that one up, sorry guys, because I don't have everything pulled up. But
That's the Outwit one, right?
yeah, that's the Outwit one. Yeah, that's the Outwit card. Yeah. Let's see what else. I had Memories of the Fallen, Battle Prep, Dedicate Your Heart is probably my #1 uncommon, just because I loved God of Thunder so much, and yeah, I don't know, it's just God of Thunder all over again, and I love God of Thunder, but it's just me. So
It's crazy, dude. Under the air symbol?
yeah, I
Are you
know.
kidding?
We're just gonna ready things all day, kids. That's all we're gonna do, and it's not even unique. It's nuts. So yeah.
I think the uncommons are so good. I have concerns. Like,
Sure.
I think every single death uncommon is a playable card. Foundation uncommon.
Sure.
Crossing enemy lines. If you've sacked 2, check hack.
Yeah.
We gave check hack to death now for some reason.
Yep.
Uh,
Gave him a low
Orko's
block on
Noble
Span.
Goodbye.
Oh, that card's great too. Yeah.
Questioning Yourself is a 2 mid block. I don't know if there's a sack for minus speed, but I assume there is somewhere. You can sack this one for minus speed, add it to your hand, block their move. Tam talked about setting the stage. Soul Motivation, enhanced commit -2 speed. If you have less foundations in them, it's -4.
Mm-hmm.
That card's crazy. I really like a lot of these.
It's funny because all the characters are the first thing you see in the uncommon slot, and I'm just like, yeah, that character. Like I'd say 3/4 of the characters themselves are going to see play competitively, but I think it's a good thing though, right? Like, I like seeing strong characters, but do we need to see, like, are we going to include the characters in on the uncommon slot, or are we just going to forego the? We're going to forego
I think
them.
people have talked about the characters a lot, but
yeah.
I mean, we could talk about them.
We don't have to. I was just saying, like, would that raise? Is that, since they're considered uncommons, are we adding them into that uncommon group, or are we just going to cut the characters out completely from the talk?
I wouldn't talk about characters in the uncommon slot because I can't put them in my deck.
Fair.
Again, red doesn't matter in our card game.
Yeah, they're true.
It just doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
This is just where this is to make sure that whenever you open a pack, you get a character.
Yeah,
And so on
true.
their printing sheet, they were like, "Oh, they're uncommons."
They're uncommons. Yeah.
Who
Okay.
cares?
Cool.
I'm
Awesome.
glad there's not character rarity.
Me
in this set.
too. Yes. Character. Yeah. There's just characters, so that's good. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping. I kind of share your concern a bit, Zach, where you're getting these big. Maybe they are prepping for rotation at the beginning of next year by flooding with really good uncommons now instead of having to worry about them later. But I don't know if that's a way we really want to do things.
Well, I'm more concerned that the good symbols keep getting good cards.
Yeah, it's true.
And
yeah.
I just like.
Yeah.
I don't like most of the air ones.
Yeah, gotcha.
And air's been a symbol that, like, in AOT has been like a support style symbol.
Oh,
And
sure.
I very rarely see decks main symboling air right now, or for the last few months.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
But people are splashing a lot of air cards.
correct. Yeah,
So.
yeah, yep. Gotcha. Any final thoughts on uncommons, guys?
No.
Cool. Alrighty.
The rares,
The
though.
rares.
These have some wild ones.
There's some. I'm not even going to like the infinity slot with Moment of Normalcy. There's like I mean, me being a big Surveyor fan from back in the day, we have Surveyor back now. I love Surveyor,
Sure.
but it has a block. But yeah, that's just, Will,
Educate me. Not an old head.
oh, Surveyor was a 3/5 non-block that said commit at I think it was form commit, add a momentum to hand.
Form commit.
And then it had a E, your low attack gets 3 damage.
Okay.
But it was
So it's young warrior candidates.
yeah, but
is what
without
the card you're talking about?
without a block, yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So, Willie Tyber's Sacrifice is, I think anytime you can play a card that can sculpt the top, you get to sculpt the top of your deck is probably somewhat playable, right? Like, yeah. So Satonis goes, I think Jeremy expressly said in Shameless that he wanted to cover some of the rotating defensive pieces from 2023, which is, I guess he means he's not in charge of another booster set until Godzilla. So there you go. That could be why we're seeing so many rotating pieces, kind of spiritual reprints, I guess. Thank you. But yeah. Go ahead. Hit us off, Zach. Start us off with the rares.
General thoughts. I think
Yeah.
a lot of these are good.
Okay.
The rare backups I think are almost universally crazy. Willie Tiber, like rebuilding. Theo enables the momentum characters to like really go bonkers. Annie specifically, I know you're a big fan of Annie, so like discard a momentum for +5 or -5 damage while you have a Theo on board. Very good. Hitch went real crazy in the Hanji 1 deck we watched the other night.
Yeah.
Onyak Capone has been pretty crazy in Beast Titan type decks.
Yeah, that guy's nuts.
Yelena is probably the worst one, and she's commit. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, build one of them face down ready. That's the worst of them.
That's wild, man. If you think about that, that's some wild and stuff.
And then you get like some of the Infinity cards are very good. Filled with Doubt, just hand trap seal. Everybody has that now. Anti-Titan Artillery, I think, is obviously it's a peak card, but you're going to see Tarion putting this in decks.
Oh yeah.
I think this will make its way into other things. And then I think one of the cards a lot of people are concerned about was Moment of Normalcy. I think this is fine, probably, but it is a very good card, and it is on Infinity, so we're going to see it a lot for the next 2-3 years.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, there's a topic to be. I mean, we've now gotten into the Infinity cards. I guess we could just like segue there.
Yeah, sure.
This is so AOT had a ton of Infinity in it, AOT 1, and we were like, oh, that's weird. It must just be because they're trying to make MHA Spotlight into AOT Spotlight in order to round out edges. We needed Infinity cards, and then they did it again with AOT 2, and then they did it again with Critical Role, and then they did it again with AOT 3. Is this just the world we're living in, that Infinity is just going to be a 10th to a 7th of the set from now on? And instead of rounding out edges, we're going to get things like Moment of Normalcy and I'm skipping ahead, Military Airship and Unyielding Destruction as our Infinity cards?
I hope. I mean, I am a old head, so we had like, well, we're all old heads technically, but like we didn't have a whole lot of Infinity cards back then, if I remember correctly. Like, we really didn't. It was probably like less than 5% of the entire card pool, to be honest.
They were like
something. There was an action that I played a little bit when I first started.
Yep.
Overt Intent.
Yep.
Yeah, which was like a 10 exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, do this thing. To answer my own question, I think Infinity is totally chill if used sparingly, and again to round out edges. But this is not that. No. This is painting with a very heavy hand. Moment of Normalcy is a completely acceptable card that I think, like, I would want access for every symbol to have with some other cost that isn't commit. right? Like I could totally see there being a cycle of return this thing to its printed speed and damage, do a thing, right?
Yeah.
The evil symbol one is like pay 2 health, commit. The whatever, and like they all have a bunch of different
Costs.
costs.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've just like taking all of the like we've taken potentially like 10 to 12 cards and shaved them down into this is the most efficient version of this thing. Not to mention any way that you can re-ready this with things like, I don't know, dedicate your heart. Just says that like on defense you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
I will play Moment of Normalcy. I'll get hit with a basic move. I will use Falco to re-ready it back. 2 moves per turn are doing printed.
Yeah.
That is enough to just kill certain characters of just like your game plan is gone outright. Right? But obviously the designers think that Moment of Normalcy needs to exist in the game so much that it is here. Is this a canary card or is this stats are crazy? I hope you find your 2/5 unique card. I don't know.
I think the ship sailed on your idea with a tune. I think if we were in a world where you make them with symbol locked things so that it's way less likely that you get to play 3 different versions of it in your deck, you probably could do that. Like the symbol does a cool thing that's related to its symbol identity. Death's is sack a foundation, Evil's is lose some life, Air's, I don't know, man. I don't know what Air does.
Ready a
Clears
foundation
cards from your card pool or something.
Clear a card, something like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with Moment of Normalcy in a tune in an Attune world, just because you get one of them. It's there. If you find it, you find it.
Yeah, true.
You could probably find a way to tutor for it.
Oh, there's always someone will find a way, right? Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean, the really easy is you could Tetra Terror for it. If
yeah.
They let you, if they have a backup, especially. Just
I guess like all in all, I think that I'm okay with it. I just think that it is having a card like this being on the infinity symbol just like limits the possibility of a bunch of other things that could exist. And I think Tim puts out a good point of if they were affinity versions, you could run 12 of it in your deck. But at the same time, if you just made them all unique and like they are all differently costed, like it'd be something else. I'm not 100% positive that I am sold on infinity doesn't need to exist. But that might be indicative of the fact that I think that resource symbols are currently being mismanaged and misused. And so like I don't know how to feel about a card that is just like playable and everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
like
that's like
I think the broad. Sorry.
Oh no! I kind of wanted to chime in with the infinity thing. Like when AOT won, like I think that was fine with like the attack Titan attacks and the attack. You know those cards, those cycle, the backup, the ones that flip the shift attacks. I think that was fine. I mean, it could be a nothing burger from my point of view, but I'm just like, well, now if you have an Idun box symbol, so now you have Idun box and this now, like you. Like, are we getting? We're not, because like we've hit this critical mass, I guess, of attack. Like how stats are so huge and offense is so overpowering. Now, are we starting to see the defense side of the game kind of meeting that in a way, which is fine because I love defense. I'm a defensive player at heart because most of the time I build decks and they don't kill people. But I don't know. I like seeing defense raised up as well to meet the offense in a way. I don't know if that makes sense, Yeah.
My issue is I just don't know that infinity is the best place to do that. Why not just like make it symbol specific because of the fact that we have 12 cool symbols that are supposed to do unique things.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's very much getting, I don't want to say off topic because it's infinity, but
it's infinity.
It's like, I don't know. I'm playing Moment of Normalcy as a one of in every deck that I want, and that's what the designers want.
Same thing,
Yeah. As the infinity symbol, it's supposed to go in every deck.
Yep.
That's the job. That's the
I don't play 2. I want to see it.
Fair.
I
fair. I
do.
play B-side, not draw too many cards.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
draw.
see
Yeah,
it.
you'll see it. You'll see it eventually. I do like the backups a lot though on the rare slot. Like I know we'll get into the ultra rares with the ultra rare backup, which I just like did not want to see in a set because I don't like. I don't know. I guess we'll want to see
I knew
more. I mean, we'll see.
I knew we were gonna get one in this set.
I've just like
I said it like
I know. You prognosticated. I know, but like I'm not a backup player. Tam is a backup player. I think backups are cool. They're just the decks I build. I don't. It's hard to justify playing it, but like playing playing like a Willie Tiber or what's the a guy for the momentum? What's his face? Theo. Like I could see
Theo.
me slotting one or two. Like if I'm playing Annie, obviously I'm playing more, but I may slot an Anya Capone in a deck that has the life symbol to be like, cool man. Once a turn, I don't have a card that doesn't count towards. Like I'll ignore progressive on one card every turn, and that seems kind of cool. Like it's a neat space. I don't know. Like I guess I haven't been indoctrinated into the Beast Titan Club yet, and I think that's what it is. And I just need to just bite the bullet and do it. So there you go, people. Live on Twitch.
it's crazy that you think Onya Capone is only going to make one thing not count towards progressive every turn.
I mean, I'm just reading the thing that he does, right? I'm just reading his text.
Yeah,
I'm reading
you're
his
crazy
text.
for thinking we're not readying that thing somehow.
Oh, dude, we're playing
But
female.
you can't use it again.
You can't?
You cannot play abilities on cards.
Oh,
named Anya Capone.
Hell yeah, see, that was right.
Never mind.
But
I can't read.
we can ready some of them with female Titan attacks, and so that's a thing, So
I think all of these are so cool. I think they're all so neat. I think that they are so sick.
Mm-hmm.
My issue, truthfully, is not with these cards, but with Hunter's Ally. I think that these cards deserve to have unique. They deserve to have ally. I am so nervous about Hunter's Ally. Guys, as soon as one small thing happens to Devil Jin and he can no longer spam Aerial Goblin Bolt, Hunter's Ally with Kiyomi, Pony's gonna kill every single like on turn 2 all the time. I will Hunter's Ally. I will build this in. She says I get to draw 2 bonus cards or ready 2 bonus foundations, and then you can play another one and build another one in. Insane, crazy how that one card under the air symbol or the earth symbol with now this being a tune, you just slam them in and then you just roll people. Every time I clear with Pony, the first 2 times I draw a card. I don't need to play Lethal Slash anymore. I have 2 of them on every attack.
Yeah.
Like, what? If I had to wait a turn and build this in like a regular person, it'd be totally chill. Same thing with Theo. Same thing with the fact that we can build these in with a 5 difficulty, a 5/3. Having to play the other one, the Duplicitous Recollection, and it's a 7/4 to build in. Kind of, you can swallow it a little bit.
Yeah.
Still very strong, very good. But the 5/3 that just says build this thing into your stage is just like, it just kills me. And I think that's a Hunter's Ally issue, not necessarily what these cool backups issue. Because I think all the words on these cool backups are dope. They're so sick.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very cool. But man, why couldn't Hunter's Ally say the Ally Foundation, man? I'm confused.
Because we
Why
wanted
build
to, we
anything?
wanted to build Trinket in. That's why. That's the whole point of the card.
I get it.
Just say Ally, Foundation, or Asset. You don't have to say backup, but whatever, man. It was the backup set, so it was cool, man. It's all good, yeah. But no, go for it.
I do think that like the backups that we got here in the rare slot, and actually traveling back a little bit to the common uncommon slot of the Jaeger's followers and the Marleyan soldiers, I think those are very cool spaces for backups to exist. It feels the backups are officially my favorite card type, my favorite non-attack card type. They're just so cool because of the fact that my rival, every attack can interact with them. Let me wax poetic for just 1 second.
Go for it, man.
There are 4 stages of like inside of the card game. There's,
I thought you were gonna say grieving, but yeah.
Techniques, tactics, strategies, principles.
Yeah.
Right? Techniques are individual cards. Tactics are 2 cards used together. Strategies are how your deck works. Principles are if these don't exist. If something is breaking the principles of the game, it should be banned. I think backups fall in line with the principle of backups are made to be interacted with in such a cool way of every attack can beat a backup. It is so cool to me of just like my entire game plan can just be totally thwarted by you playing a move. And it is so cool. Satonis, I agree fully. I think you should actually just get rid of assets altogether. There is no anything that could be an asset should just be a foundation instead or a backup.
Yeah.
Like it's just how it should be.
I could see that.
It's so cool that every single move, every attack in my deck can clear a backup. So sick. And it's just like the idea of everything can interact with everything is like so special. And then it like backups then take and make foundations more special because they're harder to interact with at this point.
Yeah, true.
And they make assets even crazier because those are even harder to interact with.
Yeah.
It's so like the fact that you can have 10 copies of these absolute shitters in your deck is so cool because they are meant to be sacrificed and die.
Yeah.
They are meant to be. They are followers and soldiers thrown into the muck. I'm here to commit. Look at the top card of my deck, and then you kill it. If not, I'm gonna have 6 of these things, and I'll never fail a control check ever again.
Yeah.
You got to deal with them. So cool. So cool.
I do like that aspect of them. Again, like I haven't really played with a whole lot of backups, so again, I just need to get used to playing them and like figuring out the flow of the game with it because I'm just like, well, I should just play Annie because I can use them to pass control checks. So I was instantly gonna say, well, I can't use them to pass control checks, and then my damn Discord profile picture is Annie, so I should be able to just commit. So I just got to get used to it, right? Got to jump in the pool. So I think like on a non-Annie deck, like you're thinking of, well, I can't use them to pass checks. Like, why would I play them? But like they could do a thing, right? Like they could just win you the game on the spot, like the one we're gonna talk about later. You know, like that card's fucked up, and I'll say that. You know, so yeah, it's just crazy. It's nuts. But yeah, Zach, any other thoughts on the rares?
No, I don't think so. I will say that I am sad that one of my favorite decks is not allowed to play backups, but you know.
What?
You can't play a backup in Ghidorah. It's illegal.
Oh.
You run into anyone running a chronostasis trigger and you lose the game.
we do have a Sam player here in chat. Satonis is known as for playing some chronostasis themselves, right? Like he can just.
It happened to me one time. I cut every backup and shift attack from my deck.
Oh Jesus, that's horrible.
Gone.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. That's just we call that rude, right? That's just rude. Yeah. So now we're gonna probably get into the meat and potato. Like we talked a lot already about the front half of the set. So the back half of the set, the ultra rares and the secrets, are probably where a lot of people are gonna have a lot of opinions on things. So, yeah, man. So go for it. I'll let you guys. I'll just riff. I'm better riffing off of you guys than actually starting a conversation. So go for it, Tam.
I think that this set is doing a good job of taking the elements and themes in AOT 1s and 2 and finishing them. Looking at things like the Ackermans team up. After this deck gets 2 damage for each card cleared from your card pool this turn. This is just the penultimate, hey, if it wasn't obvious, this is what we wanted the air symbol to do.
Yeah.
This was it. We wanted the air symbol to clear a bunch of cards, and now it's a 4 mid for 6,000 because you cleared a bunch of cards.
Yep.
Congratulations, you've done it. It's a weapon. It's got EX2. We want you to kill people with this card. I feel this way with a lot of cards that are in this set of just like here is the end all be all of like the vision of the set, and for that I think I am happy that they're getting to finish it.
Yeah.
There is so much love lettering in this set to old cards that back in the day either could have been banned, i.e. Ace Maneuvers and the Ackermans team up, and Falling Titans, which is just Shield Big Bang and was banned because of 4 and 5 attack decks. I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing or a bad thing because of, the idea of I one time and this guy's name has been lost to the history books of Ryan Pham.
Oh yeah.
He used to, when he'd come to the Omaha Regional, he'd stay at my house, and like instead of paying for a hotel, it'd be like, "Hey man, why don't you reprint things?" And he goes, "Why would you want to play with cards you've already played with? Why not play with new cool things?" And I go, "Huh, that's interesting. That's an interesting point from the designer of like, why would I look at things in the past when I can make cool ideas in the future?" And now we have this ode to the greatest hits from retro.
Yeah.
And man, there are ways to answer Falling Skies, but if you don't have it, you just roll your eyes when it touch as soon I'll play Falling Titans and they go, "I guess, man, you've got 4 backups.
Yep.
I guess that's 24 damage that I can't interact with." Cool. It doesn't make people feel good. And we tried it once. Like, we experimented. We tried it. Shield Bang was messed up.
Yeah.
Why didn't we learn that lesson, right? History is repeating itself, and I don't think it's repeating it in a good way.
Well, they bumped it up by 1 difficulty this time. There you go. That's what they did. That's what they did.
Well, you know what?
In exchange for that,
Well, I guess back on.
in exchange for that, when you don't kill them, it goes to your stage, and you can do it next turn.
Yeah, but I think
you give your Colossus Titan 10 more stamina to discard 2 more of their cards.
So
That's neat.
So my answer to that, at least, is I think backups are more interactable, by your point earlier, than assets were.
Totally.
So it's on you to clear their backups, right? Like,
yeah.
Like like from Friday, if I have Nonagon in my deck, or if I'm playing the good symbol with Absorb Energy Spirit Strike to flip it when it resolves, or whatever. I think it. I don't know if it flips.
Point.
Yeah.
There's answers.
Dark Ward
beats this.
Yeah, Dark
right?
Ward beats it too. There's answers. You just have to have them, right? Like,
it would be the once they just do it next turn, and I think. Honestly, my biggest problem with Falling Titans is that it shifts into a foundation that puts itself back in your hand.
True. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Nonagon
because a lot of the answers.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nonagon, Spirit Strike.
Yep.
Those are 2.
Dimensional Sphere removes it from the game, so there you go. Yeah.
Those stop it. Right. But if you just answer it,
correct,
and they just build it.
Well, sometimes all you need is 1 more turn, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And with that said, I mean, the set's not even out yet. We've played a combined total of 4 hours with this card, and upon initial glance, we go, "Oh shit, this is messed up."
Card's cracked.
But this card is not. This card is not Shield Big Bang.
Yes, I know.
But man, is it a ghost of the past?
Yes, it is.
It's so close.
It is.
It's so close. And the question is does it fall over the line of being acceptable or not? And I think that we could feel this way with a ton of cards inside this set. Is they are so close to that line that I feel like we're getting out the yardstick and measuring, is this a first down or not, or is this illegal? I don't know. We got to play with the set. Because I mean the elephant in the room, everybody saw Unyielding Destruction and went, "What the actual fuck is this card?"
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
and you go to the designers and they go, "Hey guys, you had Searing Glacial Storm for how long and nobody played it?"
Yep.
We made this one. We made Searing Glacial Storm a little more playable.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? And then we go back and go, "Homie, order symbol locked. Didn't have what do you mean?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Nah, it's an ode to the past. It is, hey, we got to take this thing that was in the past and change it up just a little bit, and here it is." Which I don't know how I feel about it. I just don't know. I need to play with the set more. But upon all of these cards on paper look problematic.
Correct.
But I also thought that teamwork was going to be really good. So what the fuck do I know?
That's true.
You've learned so much since then.
We have. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, because from our experience on Friday, and when we were on the grind last Friday, we were streaming, and it seemed like Falling Titans was kind of fucked. Titanic Capture as a common was like, cool, man. Like, Zach basically won a game off me because I attacked low instead of high, and he's like, cool, homie, I got a +0 low block. But whatever, we're talking about ultra rares. But I don't know. I think I look at Jaw Titan's Bite, an ode to Shadow Slicer, right? Like that was one too, right? That reminds us of an older card. I don't know. I'm a big aerial reinforcement fan. I think that card's super sick. I think that support from the female Titan, like not as like they're not as pushed as the top end cards that we're talking about, but I think they finish out those gimmicks or archetypes we're looking at, right? Plus, I think support from female Titan's the best ultra rare in the set. Fight me, but that's because I'm anti-pilled, so that's fine. But you can have you know,
chaos one.
it's the chaos
If
one.
if
Support.
it's
Yeah, support,
not, you said the best ultra rare attack or best ultra rare?
Best ultra rare attack, and it's my opinion. So I'm probably wrong. So I love support.
I don't think that you are wrong
Yeah.
outright.
Yeah. But Jaw Titan's Bite is pretty sick, though. Not gonna lie.
I actually think it is support of the female Titans.
No shit.
It's either that or Unyielding Destruction,
Yeah.
and it gets banned.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a world where we leave Unyielding Destruction and it be okay or not be the best one in the set and
Yeah.
not be banned, if
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
Do
Like
you-
you can't. It's not going to stay
Yeah.
at the top of the mountain. It'll either be
Yeah.
unplayable
Yeah.
and nobody cares about it, or it's going to be crazy
Yeah.
and gone.
Do you
yeah.
think that's something that we should, like, going into like sets where we're like, oh man, this card, like, do you think? I don't mind them pushing the envelope every now and then, but like, I don't know, like, do we think it's going to be banned just because like I don't. It's weird because I don't think aggro decks are really going to play it unless it's like a sideboard for wall decks, and I don't know, man. Is every deck just going to slam 2 of these in their board? Like.
So, talking about Unyielding Destruction specifically.
Correct. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Best.
Yeah.
I think it's best in decks that can check hack and play aggro. Annie, Godzilla, decks like that. This card's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go like blow it up. I have infinite check hacks now. You have nothing to block with. I'll do that.
Sure.
I was even thinking about putting it in Deku 6. Right, just turn my whole stage sideways. It gets 12/12.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You had 15 foundations. You could block whatever I was doing because you're planning for what Deku 6 is going to be doing to you. I'll give it 12/12. Hey, you're 4 now.
Yeah.
Time to die.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew Holder says, I think this revisionist idea that Syrian didn't see play is insane. In the format where it was Jiro plus 5-handers, it was main decked or sideboarded, and 80% of the order decks to stop Recovery Girl, Momo, whatever. There was a Shig 3 with it in main deck. There was Fourth Kinds in main. River played it inside of Sato and top several events. Yeah. You know.
I was playing it in Night Eye.
Yeah.
I can, you know what? I can respect that. The last 2 years of its life, it didn't see play.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
Right. Is like
That's
while
fair.
it existed for like it sat in my binder and existed and was fine because the order symbol wasn't real.
Yeah.
Like it was. And if it was the order symbol, they were trying to play this big long wall and they didn't want to reset back down to 5.
Correct.
So Andrew, I agree that it saw play in the beginning of its life. It did not see play at the end of its life, and they brought it back. And now, I bet 100 decks would have played it if it was Infinity and wasn't gated.
Yeah.
Right? Like
and did it in the
that's
enhanced step. You can give it speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the point that I'm making is like that card wasn't played at the tail end of its life, and the designers went, you know what, we should bring that. Nobody was playing that one. We'll bring it back. It's fine. And then they changed it. This card's crazy.
Yeah.
I think this card is insane with I think this card is insane in War Chief. Zeke War Chief.
Zeke? Yeah.
This card's crazy. This card's messed up.
Oh,
I'm gonna play Unyielding Heat. I'm gonna put us both back down to 4, and then I'm gonna play Falling Titans over and over and over again on 4 diffs. Or 4 yeah.
It is a 4 diff.
Just like
it is a 4 diff in him as long as he has the backup.
It's a 4 diff, and we both nuked our stage. All of your defensive, like you can't pass checks over and over again. I've got 6 backups, and I'm gonna play this one card a bunch of times. Crazy. And I think that's the issue that I have with it, right? Imagine, if you will, I change up Beast Titan entirely. This card now, I play this, we nuke down to 4, I build it down as my 5th foundation.
Oh,
I go
hell
to play
yeah.
cards.
Yeah. True.
Right? Like I play this, nuke us down to 4. My next card that I play is Rock Barrage. All right, I'll commit 3 of those.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's nuts, yeah.
Like
Yep.
the fact that every single character now has access to this is just that is like everybody has to figure it out, and we don't have an Ageless and Wise to get rid of it.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist.
Man, I miss that card.
Yeah.
Forchex Cast says in chat, the big thing to me, Siri didn't have a big asset character who really profited it from not having foundations on the field like Mimic Tarian or Hanj might with Unyielding. Because I don't know, did the Hanj 1 deck from Friday play Unyielding in it at all, or was it just the Falling Titans gimmick? I don't remember.
I think
Ace
it was
from
just
Falling
Fallen Titans. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, because
but there's a world where it can, right?
Because she can just commit for speed, and it's just like she's using those like Annie, right? So it's like
I didn't even think about Mimic with this. Mimic can pick this up every turn, and was already doing that with Colossal Detonation. Now gets to do it with Unyielding Destruction.
Yeah,
and just like picks it up every turn, plays it, and is fine after I check. Like that is worth the commit cost of.
Sure.
Hey, I'm gonna perpetually keep us into the early game, and I'll be able to like pass my checks with triggers and committing my character.
Correct.
I'll get there eventually. I play this and one throw, and I like stall out the game.
Sure.
Not to mention, I don't know, he's got the chaos symbol. If they ever hit, I will just form with young warrior candidates and pick it up that way.
Sure.
And so like you can't even like make it go to the discard pile. Like there's going to be some unyielding destruction. Real craziness is the best word that I have, of like, if you are not prepared in your local field for this card, it is going to kill you. So the answer is everybody's decks need to be able to figure out what they can do on 4 foundations.
Yeah, true.
And like and that is it is okay for the meta to it is okay for the meta to change and evolve. That, guys, how much can you do? The question we're asking is how much can you do with 4 foundations? That's an acceptable place to put the meta, as long as there are multiple things that you can do on 4 foundations. And the answer is go play Terry, go play Pony, go play whatever. But just realize that 4 foundations means that you have limited choices, and that is not what our game wants to do. Our game wants to give you a bunch of choices, and you saying you get 4 total does not feel very good.
But
or you have to warp your deck around
it,
canceling it.
Yeah.
Unbreakable.
Filled with Doubt feels great.
Gonna get a lot of Unbreakable gets a huge bump. Right?
Yeah.
Death is already a good symbol.
I mean, like you could have Enormous Axe, and you choose those to be. You don't choose those 4, and you just build those in. It's like whatever. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Zach.
I was going to ask a question. There's a theme across the secret rares and ultra rares in this set. There's a lot of tutoring. We had 3-4 tutors, and I'm not. Obviously, the bridge conversation is you can just tutor for the unyielding whatever.
Yeah.
But even past that, how do you guys feel about like having this many? Yeah, I was gonna get the best card out of my deck.
I don't know. I used to play the Versus system, and that was basically tutor the game. Like your deck wasn't good enough unless you can tutor stuff out of your deck. But again, our game has never really had a whole lot of tutoring, discard pile recursion as it has in the last 6 months. So. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be right. I see Tam's face, so I'm probably wrong. But
I mean, Momo won so many.
Events,
man.
Momo. I guess so. Yeah.
Momo won so.
Okay,
much.
fine. I should say
tutoring is
pre-MHA. We did not have a lot of tutoring, but since MHA and the way the game changed to where everyone draws cards on almost every attack, your hand is always full. You're able to pick stuff up. So yeah, I guess there's. Discard power recursion's a little less toxic than go get your best card out of your deck, in my opinion, I guess, if I want to change what my answer was going to say.
My Zach, can you ask the question one more time so I make sure I answer you? Because I have a lot to say about this, and I want to make sure that I answer you correctly.
I mean, the broad question was, how do you feel about it? What's your vibe on it? But do you think it's good for the game to have
Different question.
numerous tutors?
Different question. Well, short answer, if I have to pick a yes or no binary, short answer,
Nope.
yes, it's
Conversation.
good. 51%, yes, it's good for the game. But it is 51. Do I like it? No. There are the two main elements of RNG that our game has, which is what you need to have inside of a card game to have the wheel spin, gachapon, anybody can win attitude, is we draw X cards at the start of our turn, and the check system. Both things you have control and touch over to make it less random, but is still random. There are more things that you have of like block zone checking and attack zone checking and whatever. Tutoring takes that randomness away because again you pick the best thing out of your discard pile. It is the reason that Goro was so good because he took one of those a reason Goro was so good. Mortal Kombat Goro, everybody go do your homework, go check him out. Took one of those elements away, and he said the 4 random cards that get off the top are not the 4 random cards that I need. It is the 4 best cards out of my discard pile, and it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel puzzle of what are the 4 cards in my discard pile that beat you this turn. If I can't answer that question, okay, what are the 4 best cards in my discard pile to make you not beat me? And that was the game plan. And then I played an attack. I milled my 4 to put more options to then find on the sequential turn the 4 best cards. It didn't help that he had 40 health and gave +4 damage to everything. But part of the intrigue of that character was that puzzle of how do I take the 4 best cards and put them into my hand. The reason that, back to the thing that I'm playing the most right now, that Beast Titan Attacks is so crazy good is because Beast Titan Attacks says go pick up the best piece out of my discard pile, which normally was just Beast Titan Attacks, to go do it again on the next turn. An 8 damage throw that said next turn I pick up an 8 damage throw. When you have more tutors, you get to slim your deck down and get rid of the importance of, okay, I need to draw gas. Well, the reality now is that I need to draw a little bit of gas because I've got 2 tutors on the board. So if I got to draw 1 attack, I've got 3 attacks, and the attack actually lets me draw 2 more cards, and then because of this one, I get to fit, and it's just getting rid of that element. But at the same time, I don't know that it's necessarily bad for the game, but it is certainly different from the game, and I think that it is good for the game that you can have this much tutoring and it be impactful, and it makes the decisions that you make better, but it certainly makes the RNG worse, which is worse for it's worse for the Timmies that want to play the game, if that makes sense, because the slot machine's rigged.
Yeah.
The better player is going to win, and we already have an issue with that in our game. We just already do. Of the better player will win a majority of the time, and by, to use the dreaded M word, by Magic standards, that's bad. That's bad and that's wrong. The worst player in the world should be able to beat the best player in the world because of RNG and luck, not based on the decisions. That is a principle of Magic, and if we want to include that into our card game, in any amount, tutoring in our card game specifically stops that. Tutoring in Magic fixes how much RNG that there already is, because they are a draw 1 game and they get to play a singular land a turn and whatever. We don't have that. Our game's much more accelerated and faster. And so it is, I think that if you go too much more on the tutoring, it's going to turn a little more into Pokemon than I want. Which is all about, I'm going to go search my deck 6 times and find Exodia and try and kill you.
Yeah.
But their game is also slower with the amount of actions per turn. They get 1 attack per turn, right? But they just tutor for the best attack and then sling it.
Yeah.
This is me knowing very, very little about current Pokemon. And so, to answer the question, once again, 51% yes, but I don't want it because I prefer a little more RNG. no matter how mad it makes me.
I agree with Tam because Tam gave a way better answer than I did. So I'll agree with Tam on this one.
Well, what was your answer, even if I changed your mind?
Oh, like, I don't want to be tutor the game because I've already played a tutor the game, and every game boils down to the same 6 actions, right? Like, you do this with your deck to find 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 this. At least, like, if you have, like, I don't know, like, if they're minimal, like a Beast Titan attacks, it has to hit your yard first, right? So the minute you start the loop with that, your rival does have the agency in attacking your Beast Titan backup, correct? So it's not guaranteed.
Nah, that deck has minus 14 damage, whatever it
Bruh,
needs to.
calm down, man. Calm down. Calm down. Don't let the people know. But anywho, yes. But there is agency in attacking that, right? If your deck isn't around protecting your win con, you have a way to interact with it, right? Other than, well, I'm gonna look for I'm gonna go in this chain every game, blah 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 blah, right? Like, so I don't want it to the point where it's like tutor the game, but again, I don't mind it if it's like a little bit, like it's sprinkled, right? Like Wild Wild Pussycats technically doesn't tutor, but it kind of tutors off the top of your deck, right? You get a random chance at a foundation. I think that's fine, like that.
I wouldn't consider that tutor. I think that's wacky draw, right?
Well,
Or like
okay.
more controlled
Okay.
draw.
Sure.
So you ready? I think if tutor was a real problem, then Keyleth would be a better character.
Yeah.
Keyleth is a selective 8-hander for the entire game, as long as she has access to the air and earth symbol.
Yeah.
So it's air, earth, water. So like all three of her.
She has all 4 elements.
She has all 4 elements. Yeah.
Correct, but
yeah,
you can't do it on fire. And so
Correct.
that character just has access to Elvish tutoring to just go find the best piece that she wants,
sure.
and then puts it on top and then draws. And then she unflips that card every single turn.
And she also,
so as long as you have a singular attack, you just can go grab whatever piece you want out of your deck every turn.
Sure. Yeah.
That character didn't do anything in the past 2 regionals and had access to these cards.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see in Albuquerque if somebody has cracked what Keyleth is doing.
Yeah.
And so, like, the answer is what we currently have, which is every turn pick 1 card out of your deck and go find it, is not good enough to push the line to be competitive and crazy. So let's toss a couple more in, because this is a design space that we can explore, and how close to that line can we get? Because that's where the fun is, right? The fun of card games is feeling powerful, and how close can I get to the line without crossing over. And the job of the designers is every single idea, strategy, whatever, should get close to that line and feel good without crossing it. Like that is tough. It's very, very tough, especially in a world with 12 resource symbols and 300 characters and attuned symbols and resource symbols. And now we've included infinity. Like Stormblade says, the line is very simple. No, I don't think it is, actually.
No, it's not.
I don't think the line is simple. I think it is very, very hard to find that line. And I would rather they have more options to get close to that line and like do cooler things and be annoyed at the top end, because if something truly is a problem,
just ban
you have to give them 30 days.
Yeah.
They have said every 30 days they're down to do a ban list.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And so, like, as long as we can trust them to clean up after their own messes, then we can trust them with the other half, which is a separate conversation, is can we trust them?
Yeah.
So I'm like 55-45. I don't like them, but I have a bigger problem with discard pile recursion than tutoring.
Interesting.
So my thought, played a lot of competitive Magic for a long time. If you don't want to lose to a tutor, you have counter spells. There's a lot of them. You just say, nah, you're just not. You just don't get to tutor. We don't have quite enough cancels to be at that level. And they don't interact at the right speed a lot of the time. But what we do have is ways to answer things once they're played. So I can Absorbed Energy Spirit Strike your Beast Titan attacks. You don't get to build it. It's flipped. But it will go to your discard pile at the end of the turn. So next turn or whatever, you'll get it back. once you see one of them, the minute
Yeah.
you see a second one, you have them forever.
Yeah.
And unless you're playing like one of 3 or 4 cards, you can't ever do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the for me, I don't love the tutoring. I like I said, I'm a little bit on bad, but I would like to see less graveyard recursion and or more answers to graveyard recursion.
That was my question. Is that we have some answers to it. In fact, Critical Role actually gave us answers of like, if my attack deals damage, selectively remove a card out of my rival's discard pile.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to absolutely fuck me up as a Beast Titan deck, just to do that. I played against a.
You gotta have the order symbol. You gotta get your move, or you gotta have the void symbol. You gotta get your move through.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are hurdles to jump through, correct? And it should be spread out across more. But like, if that bothers you, then there are answers that exist in the game to deal with it. You just have to make concessions, right? And that is part of the enjoyment in our game. We're getting very sidetracked.
Yeah, yes, we are, but it's okay.
The enjoyment of our game.
Yeah.
Of Wub asked me last night inside of my Beast Titan deck, hey man, why aren't you just playing 4 copies of Smiling Titan attacks and 4 copies of Nymph Imitation? Because it just deletes the first attack that they play every turn. And I go, space. And he goes, yeah, you got to make concessions. I'm like, yeah, if I could do that, and it's a totally different deck. Like, it just looks totally different. Right? This is the Beast Titan deck that I want to play. I think that there is a world where you play Beast Titan with literally the exact same card names and shuffle up how many numbers of things, and the deck totally changes. And that's a very cool thing that our game gets to do, right? And imagine what the deck looks like on the life symbol, not the death symbol. Imagine what it looks like. There's so many other things that you can do, permeations, but they're all concessions of what am I allowed to do? What do I think is important? And not just the consistency of the cool thing that I'm trying to do, but Sung Tzu, what is the rest of the world trying to do? It's not just what my deck's doing, it's what everybody else is doing. I won't be caught dead without death on my character right now, because I think that Desperate Struggle, Desperate Struggle and Dark Ward are too important. Yeah. I think that everybody else, I have to have those cards in my deck somewhere at 4 and 4. The rest of it, I can figure it out. But those 2 cards, I gotta have full play sets of, which means I'm locked into the death symbol. That's just I'm playing a character with death on it. I'm probably playing a character with a death symbol because of how Struggles works. But that's the concession that I've decided to make, because I don't get to play cool fire cards. I don't get to go play cool water cards. I don't get to go play. I can't play Pony right now. I just can't do it because we're not hitting that requirement, and that's the concession that I'm down to make. And so the answer is if you think that the discard pile recursion is too high, go play the void symbol. I got smoked by somebody playing Joker. I do not remember who, but they played a legitimate post combined firepower Joker against me and milled my ass and almost got me in games 2 and 3. It was insane. It was crazy. I almost played it for
get
webcam.
Smoked. You won the match.
You won the match.
I won the match. I had like 6 cards left in my deck.
That's not getting smoked.
That's getting smoked when he's trying. That's getting smoked when he's trying to mill me in my I Recur Throws deck. It was very close.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah. Ultimately, I think I would just like to see wider answers on more symbols. Right. I don't love the feeling of I've played the death symbol because it's the only thing with answers to the best thing happening. There should be other options. We have 12 symbols.
That's why they gave that one card Infinity.
Well,
we have 9-ish symbols.
we have 6 symbols. Yeah. Attack on Titan just came out.
Yeah,
we're back to 6.
We're back to 6, man.
We were naughty. They took 3 away.
Took some back from us. Yeah. Yeah. So like, with the I guess we kind of alluded to like some of the secret rares. Like, it's just Falling Titan's the best secret rare in the deck in the set.
Yes.
By far. Like, we're already gonna agree on that one, right? Like,
yep.
Like so have we agreed on the fact that it's going to be a problem?
No.
Okay. So I don't think it's going to be a problem either, because you can actually interact with backups, right? Are there like any other like standouts other than Falling Titans. Like, his Warhammer Titan attacks a cool card. I don't know the rest of the names. Oh, Annie's Roundhouse, Female Titan's Roundhouse Kick. As a flavor win, I love that card, and that card's fucked up in its own right. But it's not as good as Falling Titans.
I think that card is very bad.
You do? I love that card.
So I think they're 50-50 almost.
Sure.
Exactly.
Thanks, Blame Siren, for the follow.
I like Warhammer attacks. I like Falling Titans, and I like Colossal Confrontation.
Oh, that card's cool too. Yeah.
And I'm on the fence about Founding Titans Power. I think it's bad, but someone is going to break it in a deck. But I think Female is bad, and I think Falco's attack is mid. It's well statted, it does a cool thing, but it's like kind of just whatever. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It feels like an ultra rare.
Sure.
That just is a secret rare.
Sure.
It's a secret rare because they wanted all the secret rares to shift, and that's what we got.
Yeah, I could see that.
Here's my pungent square. Pungent is for your nose.
Yeah, pungent is your nose.
Pundit square.
Yeah.
Of cool, good, cool, bad.
Yeah.
Lame, good, lame, bad. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
That's not how a Punnett square works, but go on.
It is. It totally is. It is, and you can't stop me.
Hell yeah.
Falco's Jaw Titan attacks. Cool, bad. I think this card's neat, but it won't see any play. It's fine. Female Titan Roundhouse Kick. Lame, bad. I think this card's not very good, and it's not exciting to play.
It's sad face.
Warhammer Titan attacks is cool, good. I love. It actually might even be lame good.
I think Warhammer Titan attacks is lame good.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close. Founding Titan, lame bad. Or sorry, cool bad. This card's so cool as like a build around, but it's not going to see any play. Falling Titans is absolutely lame good. Colossal Confrontation, it might be cool good, but I am unsure. I'm unsure on this one.
It doesn't have
there's
death
a
or
tutor,
life,
right?
so Smiling Titan can't play it, and that makes it probably acceptable to me. If you gave Smiling Titan this card, I'd lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, true.
I think that Seeking Relief is really awesome. And Seeking Relief is a card that I would play way more over the whatever shitty 4-diff foundation you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? First form flip foundation, selectively commit around foundation, way better than I commit one
sure.
to commit that one.
Yeah.
Right? Kick the difficulty up a bit, make it do 10 damage, and then I'm in.
Yeah, I think Colossal Confrontation is going to be... We've seen a little bit of, like, 4-check Peak, and I think this card's really good there.
Yeah, someone brought that up in chat. Peak can play it, though. That's for sure.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, very scary. Yeah, sure, I'm biased because I'm an Annie gamer, so of course, but I'm not going to put that in my deck. The Roundhouse, even though it's cool. It's a neat card, and it's a flavor win for me because it's the GIF. It's the GIF I post all the time of her kicking the Jaegerists, and it's awesome. It's just, you slap a 5-diff on that card, I'm down to play 4 of it. So, but they won't do that.
I saw Roundhouse Kick before I saw support.
Yeah.
And I went, oh no, the Annie card's bad.
Yeah.
And then I saw support and I went, why isn't this the secret rare that shifts?
Correct.
This one's way
yeah,
better.
that one's so
yeah,
rad.
this one would have made me buy packs.
Yeah.
This one wouldn't have made me mad that I've already opened 2 Female Titan Roundhouse Kicks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Like, so, do you think, when are the first calling? Okay, so a tangent off the tangent. Is there, because you know how the community is. Every time there's a deck that's super good, super powerful, we start screaming to UVS, we got to ban that card, right? Like, how soon do you think after AOT3 is legal, we start hearing the rumblings, if you want to call the pun, of it being banned, of Falling Titans being banned, even though it's one of the greatest emotes in Andrew's channel ever. So, yeah.
When is Nick Reagan updating the TTS table?
I don't know.
My answer is 2 days after that.
2 days. Oh my god. It's before the set's even legal, man.
It doesn't have to release 2 days after Nick updates the table.
Fair. I mean, like if people like obviously everyone's on watch for that card anyway, so like you're just gonna have to, as Tam said, make concessions and maybe play a symbol you're not used to playing, or maybe add a couple different cards that you maybe are pigeonholed into beating that, but you're gonna have to answer it somehow, right? Because
Nonagon is like one of the cleanest answers
yeah,
of all time to it. Right?
yeah, for sure.
It is one of my big issues with like the two wolves inside me trying to copium that Devil Jin is acceptable right now.
Yeah.
Is because like
Nah.
I should just like I just need to make concessions and make sure that it is okay. I don't think that is necessarily the case with him, but I think that there is enough to do with Falling Titans that I think it is a big deal.
Yeah.
But I like you said Falling Titans, and I'm actually more interested in when does it happen with Unyielding Destruction.
Oh,
because Foundation
yeah,
Destruction
true.
has
Yeah.
always been a cancerous thing to do.
Sure.
Like just like we get my deck operate like it is so funny that you were playing the Midoriya deck,
Yeah.
and it's like finally it's Midoriya's time to be legal.
Yep.
Wait, I get 4 foundations.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I wait.
Yep.
But okay, I guess I'll put him back on the shelf. Midoriya doesn't get to play as long as Unyielding Destruction exists.
Well, I mean, like,
Womp womp.
you just have to have a second
It's funny. I think Midoriya is one of the best
answers to it,
Unyielding
right?
Destruction.
Like you flip and you
Sure.
you flash it, but you have to answer the second one, right? If they
Yeah.
you make them have the second one, which is why we have to
No,
main
you just
board
put it in
Nonagon.
your deck
Yeah.
and wipe them back to the Stone Age.
That's what you do. So you fight the cancer with the cancer. There you go. Yeah. So, but yeah.
I mean, I actually think that is what we are going to see at the next regional is like not Albuquerque, but after it is going to
yeah.
be which decks can play through Unyielding Destructions the cleanest,
Yeah.
whether for or against it,
Mhm.
because I think that everybody having access to this card and it being just so blatantly available, when I randomly got Searing Glacial Stormed, I could truly see it coming.
Yeah.
Right? It was carved out what decks could play it.
Yeah.
And normally it wasn't in game 1. I got to do my game plan. In game 2, I got to figure it out. It's
yeah.
everybody gets to be Godzilla. Everybody gets to be Godzilla. My play pattern versus Godzilla is so different all the time. I never build all my foundations against Godzilla. As soon as we both have 10, I hold one foundation any time that I can. I always hold one foundation and then whatever attacks I'm sculpting. I always hold it because if they nuke the board, I get rid of attack and I redraw and I know I have a foundation to play.
Yeah.
I know it. I have to do this for every single deck forever. It's a little less drastic because I keep 4,
Just
but
for
like
2 years.
Just for
but
2 years.
every single deck.
Yeah. I mean,
it is such a it has the potential
yeah.
to be such a pillar. I haven't played with the card. I have not
Yeah.
formed this card one time.
I don't think
Reading this card, it has the potential.
so. We didn't even touched on the other.
Everybody go buy your Teamworks.
I mean, like the ultra rare backup. We haven't even touched on that yet. So let's touch on that since
This card's fun.
It was crazy.
card-
This card's
This
not
card's
fun.
fun.
card-
This card's
okay.
totally fun.
This card.
This card's totally fine.
is-
You guys got overexposed to it with me and Justin.
I think so too. Yeah, I
think
don't hate it.
putting-
I don't hate it, but I know Zach's gonna say it's fucked up and he hates it. So I already know this already.
Slamming Last of His Kind
Yeah.
on your backup is
Yeah.
crazy.
As a Last of His Kind gamer, I can understand that. But yeah, it's like I don't mind it. I guess I should say I mean I don't hate it. It's a pain in the ass to play against it, as we found out on Friday on the grind. You can watch us all piddle through these backup decks on Friday nights on Twitch. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I guess the real issue where it's probably a problem is Hanji 1, right? Because you can't attack it, right? Like you have to shoot it with the thing, but I don't know if it's even a problem at that point, right?
Ham is sure going to have a lot of thoughts, but he's coughing.
Yes, I know.
I don't think it's a Hanji 1 problem. I actually think it's a Rock Barrage problem.
Okay.
I think the fact that it's not unique and it can just be built in is messed up. In order for you to play this card, it has to be a Titan attack that you were giving the speed or damage to, which I think is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy good. There are answers to backups.
Mm-hmm.
If and not only is every attack in my deck an answer to the backup, there is an ultra rare inside this set that just says destroy a backup.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah. It's on a foundation.
And so
I believe.
like,
yeah.
It is an ultra rare foundation.
Yep.
Which when we go back to ultra rares, here's a side tangent. None of us mentioned any foundations on ultra rares.
Yeah.
Here's my petition to quit printing ultra rares on foundations.
Yeah.
Give us more cool ultra rare attacks.
Sorry,
We didn't talk about them, but they're all really good.
I did have Frantic Rescue on my list. I think that card's really good. But yeah,
I didn't.
Marley's Warriors is bonkers.
Yeah. I think they're all fine.
Wasn't there an action? Wasn't Nape Strike in the first set of AOT? Isn't that just an action that says yeet one?
It's action, destroy backup.
Destroy backup. Yeah, like I guess we're playing those cards now, which is fine.
There are so again, there's the concessions. The meta has changed. If we're worried about this card, like you're allowed to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first week. I'm playing Beast Titan, which the best thing that in my deck I can do is play Rock Barrage because it's better than Back Alley Haymaker.
Yeah.
And it gives me a card that turns my 8 damage throw into a 16 damage throw. And I was already killing you with an 8 damage throw, so it's just icing on the cake. So like I totally get why people are going crazy about this card.
Yeah.
I think that having enhance commit -4 damage is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Or response commit -4 damage is not that big of a deal.
Sure.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like I think that this is a symptom of a larger problem of DR's gone crazy.
Oh, sure.
There's so much DR in these past sets. And it feels like a lot of it is coming from these backups, right? We've got this one and then Titans Under Orders that just say just minus a ton of stats.
Yeah.
Combine that with any amount of resets that exist inside of your foundation base.
Yeah.
It feels very hard to make really tall moves get through. Which is why Devil Jin is so good, is because he doesn't play just tall, he also plays very wide.
Yeah.
And so every single move, you're forced to want to reset against Devil Jin. And right now, it's just really tough for tall moves to get through. That's just the meta, right? I don't think that I think One Punch Midoriya has a hard time right now, not just because of the things that actively counter him, but because tall moves are illegal. I'll reset you back down to printed speed. I'll reset you back down to printed damage. I'll now commit for minus stats here.
Yeah.
That's just the format. As soon as we get to Pony is the best character in the game, and these cards are going to feel a little worse because you'll negate one attack, but I've got 17 more coming. I didn't actually care about this one. This one was just to filter me more cards and blah 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 blah. Right? It's fine. It's fine. Time for repeated Widow Gas Flames. No Block King, I like where you're at, but I don't know about all that now. It's Caleb's meta? We're in?
I think we're in a good meta if it's Caleb meta, personally.
At the low cost of playing Sean, you too can Widow Gas Web of Fire or whatever. Everyone's a mage.
Everyone, we love a mage. We love a mage. Yeah,
everyone with the life symbol, so they can play Rock Barrage to build in their Sean, is a mage.
Ooh,
yeah, Rock Barrage stonks, baby. I
do have bad news. That guy is unique, but
he is. Yes,
there is.
So do you?
Oh yeah, you can't do that. Huh?
So do you? Do you
can't
guys
build it in with Hunter's Ally though?
Do you guys think like the over the 3 sets? We'll just say as the block has the secret rare power gone up, or do you still think like is it just the same for the most? If you think about it, like that was just an odd question.
AOT specifically?
Yeah, in AOT specifically, right? Like, do you think the power level and the secrets has stayed the same, gone up, gone down? You know, because to me it kind of feels the same, right? Like compared, like the ultra rares have gotten way better in this set than they are in the past 2 sets, but like I think the secrets have kind of stayed the same or gotten worse. If we're going by Zach, and I hate 50% of them, or they're no good.
Holy shit! There's 26 secret rares across these 3
Dude,
sets.
The first set had 12.
The first set had 12.
First set had 12, man.
Right. It was 642 cards, I think.
It was a kabillion cards. Yeah. Yeah.
I think the secret rares in AOT 1 are by and large not very good.
I disagree.
I think
Okay.
the
I
only
think
one
the
that
secret rares in AOT 1
Midst
AOT 1 has the best one.
has Midst.
Okay,
That's it.
there are 12 of them.
Yeah.
I think there's 13 of them actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
There is.
yeah.
There's an
I
infinity
said by
one.
and large.
Yeah, by and large.
By
yeah.
and large, they're not very good.
Okay.
There are 1, 2,
14.
3.
There are 14. Oh my god.
There are 14 secret rares.
That's insane.
I think 3 of them are very good. 2 of them are fine.
Rest
3 of them
and
are
one of
fine,
them's
and the rest of them are
the
unplayable.
best. One of them's the best secret rare from all of the AOT block.
Sure. I don't know which one you're
Beast Titan.
talking about.
It's Beast Titan, baby. That guy's
Oh,
a secret rare character. It's Beast Titan now. Everybody, spam the chat. Spam the chat.
But because AOT 2 got better. We had defeating. We had Colossus.
AOT's 2 secret rares are crazy.
Because we have the board reset. We have defeating. We have Beast. We have Rock Barrage. We have we have the air one that you change the zone of the next 2 guys. Survey Core. I think actually AOT 2 may have the best secrets out of all 3 sets. If you think about it.
On average,
On average.
I agree.
Yeah, on average.
I think all. Is it 7? Yeah, 7 of the AOT 2 secret rares are good. Survey Course Teamwork, good card.
Yeah.
Colossal Detonation, Saw Play, Urban's Final Charge, Seize Play, Defeating, Seize Play, Rock Barrage, Seize Plays, Levi's Rampage. I have seen a Mitchell deck pop off with that, and it's crazy. Titan Injection is just a good card.
Yeah.
If you can, it Seize Play.
Yeah.
If you can fit it in your deck and it makes sense, it goes in.
Correct.
So like all of those, they go on my ultra list, and sometimes they don't come off.
Yeah.
That means that they are playable. They are playable and they're good.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played High Speed Dive outside of week 1 of AOT 1. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, I think AOT 3 secret rares are on the power level of AOT 1s.
Yeah, I could see
There
that.
are some really good ones and some that you're not going to play.
Yeah, some are going to sit in your binder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until another
But
set.
AOT 2s are a little push.
Yeah. All right. So as
Man, literally take female Titan's roundhouse kick and make it a 4-check, and that card's very good.
Yeah.
It's just that
Probably.
it's a 6/3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because the response is just bad, and then the contemplations is just also not very good. It's not very good on her backside. After you sacrifice one of my foundations, that top graded deck you momentum.
Yeah.
It just helps you flip faster, but you never flipping on turn 2 is so easy.
Yeah.
Why not have a card that helps me on on both the front and the back?
Well, it does.
It'll be harder next year.
Yeah.
Right when some of the momentum generation rotates.
Maybe.
I think that you are underestimating how much momentum generation we got inside this set.
Yeah.
There's there's another 3 difficulty that just says enhance flip.
Yeah.
Steal 1 from the top.
Yeah.
It's a 6 check.
It's a 6 check with the 1 mid block.
3 6 1.
Yeah,
It's
it's crazy good.
Steal it.
Yeah.
It's as good, if not better, than the form one that does it. I could maybe add it to my hand. You weren't adding it to your hand anyways.
Yeah. I kicked that.
That is a damn lie. I've added Walk the Dog to my hand so many times.
Sure, man. Well, now you get to do it with the child soldiers or whatever that card's called.
Yeah.
The young warrior candidates.
Young warrior candidates. So
Yeah, that's a chaos card, and we don't play that symbol.
Hey, whatever.
Okay, both the cards we talk about were chaos
Yeah,
cards.
I know. Very true.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, strategic meaning is an order card.
Oh, I
it
see.
is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're living in the
yeah.
past in a non-attuned world.
Non-attuned world.
My apologies.
Correct, yeah.
I just wasn't there. Warhammer Titan attacks. This card's crazy,
Yeah.
right? This card's just insane.
Yeah.
There's a world where my
Mhm.
Beast Titan deck is just playing 4 of this and just trying to kill people.
I'm honestly surprised you weren't playing it. Did you ever have it in there before we played?
It
was a 1X,
There's a
right?
1, maybe a 2 of.
Yeah,
I'm messing with it.
Yeah.
I can't go pick it up. Is my biggest issue.
Hmm.
I think that on Zoe with this card is gonna mess people up. I think this card is gonna single-handedly take 4-check Hanj and push her to the moon,
Pusher.
all off of the back of the first form.
Oh, the draw. Oh, it's first form build. Yeah.
If I have fewer foundations than my rival, build the top 2 cards of my deck face down.
No.
When you go to kill me and I sack myself all the way down to 2 foundations and I go, shit, I can't play the game anymore. I look at my Warhammer Titan and go, all right, I'll break this and I've got 4. That's enough.
That's enough. Slam, slam, slam.
Just start putting them all in. Like this card by itself is going to make that character, the 4-check idea, I think, even better.
Yeah. So like as we're kind of like an hour and a half in, so as a wrap up, final thoughts type thing. How does it, like, I had in the notes like final grade for the set, but more along the lines of how does it stand up as a set on its own, and then like compared to rest of standard? Like, is this like the best set we have in standard currently? Is it like, does it fall short a little bit because of some of the misgivings of like the common slot? Somehow some of the secret rares aren't the best. Like, I don't know. It seems like, does every new set that comes out have to be the best set for in standard on its own?
Can you clarify the word best? What do you mean by best? So I can answer you correctly.
So best would mean, let's go with let's go with most played cards. So people say this set is the best because 85% of the cards are still played. So let's just say that, right? Like, playability wise, because I'm not about the money deal, but you can augment it how you want. It's fine.
Can I push back?
Yes, you can.
On you and ask you a question?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Take AOT 3 out of it. What do you think currently is the best set? Let's have a starting point there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Of like what is coming in to dethrone or not dethrone it.
I still think, like, man, I think it's Jetburn or Dark Tournament. One of those two. It's one of those.
Jetburn.
I love Jetburn, but like I love Jetburn, but that's just me. But yeah,
does it mean it's allowed to be the best set?
So it's probably see, the issue is chat said it, and it's got to be Hakusho, right? Like it's Dark Tournament still sees the most play to this day, right?
I was gonna say it's either Dark Tournament or AOT1.
Or AOT1. Well, AOT1's a lie because it was 3,000 cards, so of course it would see the most play.
That is, well,
I guess that is not the lie, because that's exactly how I quantified it. So yeah.
I mean, I think that there's a world where it's actually AOT 2 is the best set. Dasha and Hanj and Bertolt are all in there.
Yeah.
I think and like when we look at the AOT 2 cards themselves, when I take a look at the ultra rares, it gives me access to things like Armor Titan Rush saw some amount of success. Duel the Ackermans, Colossal Swat, The Ripper Arrives, Attack Titans, Haymaker, Manipulations, Beast Titan Attacks, Thunder Spear, Flying Knee Strike.
Okay, I think you're right. I think AOT 2 is probably the most played
Teaming
set.
with the Attack Titan existed. Unyielding Heat randomly goes in things. People love things like Risky Gamble, like even like, and that's just the ultra rares.
Yeah.
We just got done talking about the fact that the secret rares are yoked, cracked, snapped in half. I think it's just AOT 2 is the best set that has been that is currently in standard.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Look, I'm looking through it right now, and
its set gives everybody else just like way more agency to do fucked up stuff with.
Sounds good.
And to that aspect, I would say if I'm gonna go 51% either way, I'm gonna say no. But I think it's close. It could easily come in second.
Yeah.
And this is without me putting my hands on the set.
Yeah.
Like fully, right?
Correct.
I do think that what this set is going to do is it's going to round out some ideas and strategies that were almost there but not fully explored. Things like, I think backup decks were teased in the last set. If Beast Titan, War Chief, Caduceus, I think these decks are going to come out swinging this next set, right?
Oh my god, I didn't even think about oh my god, Caduceus with the
Elder
with
Togoro.
9? Oh my god.
Elder Togoro already is playing this like kill you with 1,000 backups.
Yeah.
You stop that, and then I just play Falling Titans over and over again. Like I'm just like allowed to do that, right? Like the backup centric decks are going to thrive more. we have even more of the idea of more card pool. Oh, sorry, I missed Hanji 1 because I barely
Yeah.
think about that character. But
Yeah.
like that character got a huge glow up, right?
Mhm.
Massive glow up. Like the backup center decks are flushed. Those are real. You can no longer say that oh, backups are not a real card type. They are. They made the good ones. And I don't even necessarily think that it is they made the good ones, but now they're all working as a well-oiled machine together, which I think is important. Like this set, I'm looking at something along the lines of, sorry, I had AOT 2 clicked, I think. When I look back at what is support from the female Titan? What is this card called?
What?
Support from the female
Yeah,
Titan?
support from the female Titan. Yeah.
This card a 5 high 4/8 that redraws me a card and adds the top card of my deck in Godzilla.
Yeah.
Right? And so like I can just like I City Rampage, I open with Determined, I snap a momentum, I play support, it's on a 7, I check it, I get a momentum, I redraw a card, I now get plus. Now I have plus to my checks, I've committed no cards.
Yeah.
Like this card is crazy in that character. Now it gets to come back.
Yeah.
I think that there is a lot to be said about a lot of this. Conversely, I think there's a lot of on the bottom end the chaff. I don't think people are going to cycle, no matter how those cards are cool bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody's going to be cycling against you.
Mhm.
They're just going to kill you.
So this is my diatribe moment.
Hell yeah, let's go diatribe. Hey, Sketch.
So I think looking at a set from best is probably not the right way to approach it.
Sure.
I think we should look at whether a set is successful.
My terminology was very bad. I can see that now.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's great. But we're asking clarifying questions,
Yeah.
you know?
So I agree with the premise of like best meaning things that will see the most play.
Mm.
That doesn't, to me, mean a set was successful.
Okay.
You can very easily print a set where everything is better than everything else in the current standard format, and it will see the most cards played by definition.
Yeah,
right?
true.
You could start printing four fours, like 4 diff 4 checks with good stats, and those cards will all see play. They can be blankish. I don't think that would be a successful set. I think to be in my view, a successful set is going to be something that you have a decent percentage of your cards that slot into existing decks, a decent percentage of your cards that create a new archetype or create a new deck, and you're going to have some percentage of your cards that revive a deck that has fallen by the wayside. To that end, I think this is going to be a successful set. To Tam's point, Godzilla has gets a lot of tools.
Yeah.
One of the, we didn't really talk about it, but there's a common that is like a 6/7 that gets 3 damage if you're not attacking a Titan character.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Godzilla is just like a
Yeah.
6/13 against 3/4 of the existing characters in the format.
Yeah.
Um,
That was the Annie card, right? Yeah. I think it's the Annie card.
I
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The art is all indistinguishable
I
to me.
previewed it. I should know, but I don't remember things that I previewed 3 weeks ago. But yeah.
Yeah, so we're seeing like Godzilla can come back.
Mhm.
Hanji has never really existed at the forefront of the meta. Hanji 1. Some people have tried, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a new archetype as far as like things that we're doing.
Sure.
There's tools that make Beast Titan better. There's tools that make Tarian better. There's tools that make Rodan better. There's tools that make Mitch and probably not Nick Reagan, but
Poor Nick. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa, what do you mean? He has a
I could
foundation.
actually look to see what cards make Nick Reagan better. No.
I think it's not the attack lineup; it's all the foundation.
foundation,
literally
right?
battle preparations.
Yeah.
Response remove, discard a card after your attack deals damage. Add an attack with difficulty 4 or less from discard pile to your hand.
Oh, he gets to pick up Hatefish again or whatever.
I get to
yeah.
go pick up teaming.
Teaming.
I get
Yeah.
to go
Oh
pick up
yeah.
teaming.
Yeah. Teaming. Yeah. Oh, that card's
No,
really.
teaming's at 8 diff.
No, it's not. It's a 1.
When does it refresh? There's my question. Did we cheat all
the
those
end
times?
of the
with Nezu?
turn, the end of the previous turn.
Fringe.
Oh yeah,
he
you're
gets to
right.
play
You're right.
Dedicate Your Heart. He gets to play, yeah, he gets to play
Sure.
tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff. Yeah, you ready? He says remove discard a card, go pick up lethal slashes that I missed.
Fine.
Go pick up World's Weakest Hunter. Go pick up I think, and that's hold on, I now get to go look at Fire Foundations. Yes, do something.
Okay. Hey, fine. It
It's
only
Nick Reagan,
furthers
goddamn.
my example
How dare you?
that
Yeah.
it's successful.
Yeah,
right?
true.
Oh
Like
my
my
God,
definition
fervent
of like what
demeanor.
I view as a
Yeah.
successful set, as
Yeah.
like a long time card gamer.
Yeah.
You're never going to print a 200 card set where every card sees play.
True.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't print a 200 card set where 100 of your cards see play. If you print a set where 60 or 70 of them see play, that's very good. You've made a very successful set.
So this is so interesting. Chris, how much time do you have?
Both
of you, how much time do you have?
I'm good. I mean, I'm fine.
Okay. Then why do people bitch about the commons and uncommons being bad? If your definition of success is, oh, not every card should be. If 100% of the set is playable, it's a bad set. Okay, then let the bad cards be fucking bad, dude.
Yeah,
What do you-
true.
it's just like,
You should have through lines to your themes at every rarity in a set, right? So
why?
if your
Why?
theme's not at common, it's not your theme. That sort of motif, right? If you have no playable commons, I don't think you've tried hard enough.
Does it have to be playable if it is on theme? A bad card that clears is still a card that clears.
Correct. Yeah.
A bad card that gets momentum is still a card that gets momentum.
I guess. I think
This goes back to the conversation
specifically-
that commons and uncommons don't matter. Rarity
Yeah.
doesn't matter in our game. It goes back to that conversation.
Yeah.
And so like they all are a hodgepodge of the only reason that rares and ultra rares are rares and ultra rares is you have to buy more packs.
So I think like when I started playing the game, Jacob part of his pitch to me was,
Oh, sure. Yes.
every card's playable.
Yeah.
Your deck's a lot of commons and uncommons. But I think our game got used to that,
Yep.
and so
Yes.
people have the feeling that like if my commons and uncommons aren't playable, that they're bad.
Entitled.
Sure, maybe, but that's how they feel. And
Yeah,
Marvin
yeah.
is in chat.
Yep.
Not every card can be good. So tired of hearing they can't all be the good ones.
Yeah.
They literally can't all be the good ones. Like,
Your deck is supposed to be all the good ones. So that's why you play all the good ones in your deck, so you can draw all the good ones. You don't have to play all the cards in the set, right?
from a game design perspective,
Yeah.
they can't all be good. It's impossible. Because they're good as a scale. Even if every card was good, the worst ones are bad.
Yeah, like not everything can be good because eventually you'll find one that's bad because it's not as good as the other ones, right? Satonis goes, I think we are to find a way to make draft the most time efficient prize while ticket source away from draft being real. Oh, TO finds a way to make draft
Yeah.
most of the time. Okay, 2. Yeah, my bad.
I don't think that'll ever happen because it
No.
takes you 30 minutes to draft and 30 minutes to build your deck, and I can
Correct.
play fucking 4 Briarwoods battles. in that
Hell
time.
yeah. When we
Well,
only
if
have
you-
6 symbols, the
if
other
you
6
did-
symbols aren't the good ones.
If
I love you,
you,
no blocking. I love you.
If you just make drafts in sealed versus boss battles, then you're allowed to have the bad ones. And your commons, half your commons and uncommons can be very boss battle specific, but
Hey,
We
I
can talk
like
about
that
that, right?
answer. I like that
who
answer.
gives a shit? Who gives a shit about that?
Okay, so we said AOT2. We agreed that AOT2 is the most successful set in standard. So
No,
it's
OTU2 is the most powerful.
powerful set. Sorry, powerful set. And we said
Good.
this is probably a close second. Then we assume, right? What did we said?
Without hands-on product,
Correct.
On paper, this looks dope.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very good words on all of the on a majority of these cards.
Sure, I agree.
Yeah.
I have it in 2 or 3, depending on where Hakusho lands.
Yeah.
After if I go reevaluate every set, I might have a different opinion.
Yeah,
but,
sure, but that's not that type of show tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever. That could be a friends and rivals thing. There you go. Give Jacob that. There you go. Free content. We're handing it out left and right. No, I like. I don't know. I think the set looks cool, and I can't wait to play with all. Like, I want to see all the. Like, it's easier for me to play with cards in hand than it is on TTS, obviously, because I suck at TTS. But anywho, it is nice to have them early a computer like TTS to try them out at least to get these opinions. That's why I wanted you guys on, because everything we have all differentiating opinions, and like I think for the most part, being someone who's previewed the cards like Tam has, I think they're cool. I don't know if they're all good or all bad. I just think getting new cards is always a good thing. We know there's some fucked up cards now, and then we have to be on the lookout for those. So like those going to future regionals can know that as well, right? But there are just the good ones are super good and not just good, right?
I think I'll be interested to see. There's a tangent.
Go ahead. They're good.
Have
Tangents
to
are fine.
dive on it too hard.
Tangents are
It'd be
fine.
interesting how much UVS pays attention to the community events,
Mm-hmm.
because there is the Australia regional with the set legal.
Yep.
But then that's the only event. That's the only major with the set legal before another product comes out.
Oh, true. Like we'll have our case event.
Street Fighter
so-
will be out. Well, Street
Yeah.
Fighter will be out before Louisville.
Yeah. I know that we have our case event, I think the 14th of June. So it's like, we'll see how that goes, because I don't know, people pay attention to that sometimes, but yeah.
To my knowledge, there are 2, maybe 3 webcam events.
Mm-hmm.
There's your case event. There's the 2.5K in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I suspect there's probably one other one that I'm just blanking on. So there are, by my count, 5, maybe 6 fairly significant community-led events.
Sure.
Between release and Louisville.
Yeah.
And obviously, like the Australia major is a major. You have to take some data from that, but how much data are they going to put into the community events if there's a problem, right?
There's also webcam Wednesdays.
Yes.
If people want to play.
Yes,
play in
there are.
those.
Yes, there is. There's
You can have
webcam
events every
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes,
And I even force people to use the dumb app.
Yep.
I'm thinking about getting rid of it, but
Yeah.
if it breaks one more time, and then
Yeah.
I'm done with it forever.
Marvin in chat goes, good does not have to mean the most played or most optimal card, but we did not need Connie 3 to be another bearded titan, and that's what I mean. That's facts, but I also think John and Connie were one character, and they split them because they didn't want to design another character, but that's another thing. Whatever. But hey, congratulations, Storm of Blade. You're getting married on June 14th. Hell yeah, congratulations. And then Andrew Holder goes, it's a shame Tam doesn't want me to play UniVersus anymore. But we want you to
Because
play.
he doesn't want to put deck lists into UGN.
Who does? I mean,
Truthfully,
yeah.
I'm thinking about getting rid of it.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be neat for people to
get used to it.
be able to go look at people deck
Oh,
lists.
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that was the goal, so that
Mhm.
that people who couldn't play could go see deck lists every week.
Yeah.
But the real question is do people go look at the deck list? And if people aren't looking at the deck list,
Yeah.
then why do I make them do it?
Yeah, facts.
I think it's a good idea. Man, we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
And then
We could do another
if we
thing.
want to continue talking,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can.
But okay, so for the
wrap up your YouTube video.
Yeah, so for the YouTube video, so for the YouTube video outro, Tam, where can people find you?
You can find me over on youtube.com/TamCardwell, twitch.tv/TamCardwell, and I have my own Discord that if you want to get play more games, I would suggest go jumping in there. You can find links to that all in any YouTube video. Just go find it.
Zach, where can people find you?
You primarily find me on twitch.tv/Final Round Game Shop on Monday nights around 9 Eastern. I may be doing some solo stuff soon, but that requires a lot of effort, and I don't know about that.
Oh my gosh,
so
we got breaking news. This is awesome. Hell yeah. We like solo
I got some
stuff.
ideas. We'll see if they ever come
Yeah?
to fruition.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
If you want help, buddy, I don't mind.
Fuck yeah.
It's mostly the willpower to do it.
All right. Bye, YouTube. We'll talk to you later. Okay.